Lady-of-Crochet family. I am going to hang out with y'all tonight. Of course, I just hop on. Nobody's on, so I'm gonna sit here for a little bit. I have I'm gonna actually do some crocheting with y'all. We're gonna have some conversations tonight, and we're gonna talk a little bit. I have to get some things prepared for this event that I have this coming weekend. So I was like, listen, I'm gonna be crocheting anyway, so why not come on, talk to the people, let's crochet, let's have a conversation, let's talk together, y'all. And I have hello for everyone that is joining, y'all. We are going to crochet together tonight. I'm actually going to be working on a Slouchy Beanie. I posted up a shorts this week, and I was talking a little bit about well, I think the short, I'm saying this week, y'all, like I didn't post the short up today. But I posted up the short, and I was talking a little bit about the Slouchy Beanies that I actually was crocheting. And one thing I like about the Slouchy Beanie is that you can actually fold them up. And y'all, I'm gonna talk to this camera like I got 100,000 people on, because when y'all press the replay, y'all still gonna have something good to look at. So with the Slouchy Beanie that we'll be crocheting tonight, I like the fact that it can go from slouchy to actually we can roll it up. This is like me rolling it up twice, and you can roll it up once or twice. This is how it looks once, or you can just wear it kind of like regular with just the slouch. And I really like these because they're so versatile. It's like you can wear them one day one way, another day you want to switch it up, you can wear a thing. So it's like what we say, I was thinking more so of a 2-in-1, but I'll say more so like, I was gonna say a 3-in-1 hat, but more so like a 2-in-1 hat, like a slouchy beanie and then just like a regular roll beanie. Or I've seen some people actually, instead of like folding them, I've seen some people actually roll them, and I really like them. So we are going to work on that tonight. So I got this yarn today, y'all. Hello, Miss DIY Creations. I am actually hopping on here crocheting tonight, a Slouchy Beanie. I got this yarn. I wanted to try it, the Red Heart Granny Square yarn, and I wanted to try this yarn, but I'm not like, I was like, I did not want to pay $9 for it. So I had to get some fabric from Joann's. And I walked in the store, and I saw this, and I was just like, let me see what kind of coupons they had. And they had a coupon, I think it was 40% off one item. A folded hat right now. The folded hats, yes, the folded hats. I love the folded hats. And one thing I really like about the folded hats is that I like how quick. It's almost like I memorized the pattern that I use for it. And it's like quick and easy, because oh, I have my little yarn. Let me see if I'm pulling through the right end. Yes. So I'm gonna start crocheting while I'm talking. So I memorize the pattern as I do all my hats in increments of 10, and like just like tonight, I'm using this I'm using a 5mm. All this time I thought it was a 5.5, but I'm using a 5mm. I did try to do my hats in a 6, and I found that when I use a 6mm hook, it was beginning to be a little too big. So I dropped down to the 5, and I really like the 5. I did a hat in a 4.5 because I saw where someone used the 4.5. I guess I crochet a little too tight for that. So the 5 is my sweet spot. And for my Slouchy Beanies, I just do mine in the increments of 10. So I start with my magic ring, and I do 10 double crochet inside the ring. I really like your last video about the craft show. Nice show. Oh, thank you so much. That craft show has, I'm telling you, I think I was a little bit too much in my head now. Like, now that I look back, because sometimes when you're preparing for something, you don't realize that it's usually just like your own self in your own way. Just share. Thank you so much. Thank you, DOI Creation, Miss Jeanette. You are awesome. And I was in my own way. Like, I'm like, I cannot believe how much in my head I was about this craft show. And it was kind of like bugging me out because I'm like, I was losing my crojo on the craft part of it for the event, but not actually just to do random stuff like I love to do. But I'm not going to story. I really love doing these, the slouchy beanies. I lost track of thought. I really like doing the slouchy beanies, so I'm staying in that pocket like until the show this weekend. So I'm gonna crochet a good bit of as much as I can, because everything else is, I pretty much have a good bit of inventory, so anything else is a plus. So that's what I've been actually telling myself, like, get out your own way, do what you're doing that's gonna actually, you know, make you happy ultimately, because I'm a one-woman crochet show. I can only do but so much. And I actually love crocheting. Will you be recording at the event? Okay, so I'm going to try to record at the event, but the thing is about that is, I am from the country and I love my hometown, and it's going to be a little country, but my phone service is not the best. It's not the best. So I am definitely going to try to get, if I can't record a good bit of it, I'll actually do a portion of it, like take some pictures, make sure I take a little bit of videos. But my idea is to actually go live at the event. I think it would be so cool because it's an outdoor event and it's supposed to be like this real nice, like a lot of different vendors, a lot of different like things for everyone to do, like the kids to do and everything. And hopefully the weather is beautiful. And I do want to go live. Y'all have to count, make sure I got 10 in this magic ring. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's 3. And one thing I find when I start my hats by doing 10 in the magic ring, I feel like for someone like me, it's easy for me to stay on track when it comes down to increasing, because I only increase to 60. And I know some people increase more. And I really feel crochet is such a beautiful thing to where you just increase to what, like, you have to figure out what works for you. That's the beauty in crochet for me, because my hats work well with me doing at 60 because of my tension and everything too. So I don't think that there's no right or wrong way. And I really feel like sometimes people kind of go a little overboard, like, nah, you got to do it this way, this right here. But really, once you like learn what works for you, I think it makes your projects go by quicker. But I do 10 in the magic ring, increase all the way up to 60. Now, one thing I wanted to share too, because I thought this was really, really cool. What I learned about making my hats is that, like, I'm gonna see if I can show you here. When I connect, right, I connect it. This is my magic ring. I slip stitch and I chain 2. Now, when I chain 2, I go back in that same chain 2 space and I act like that chain 2 does not exist. Now, I know for some people, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's what I do. Like, y'all, that right there, when I mentally told myself, a lot of people don't understand that logic. Do what works for you. Yes, yes, yes. That is so, like, that's the beauty of crochet and the beauty of life too. Because everything is not going to work for everyone. But I realized that when I treat that chain 2 as it does not exist, but I know I have to do it, but still go in that same stitch, it's like life has been so much better. And I don't know, it's like you hear someone tell you something, right? But until someone else come along and probably tell you the same thing, you're like, oh, it clicked. For some reason, I don't know why, it just clicked. And I was like, oh my goodness. And it makes everything so seamless. Hello, hello, hello to everyone that is joining in on the live. Y'all say hi in the comments. We are crocheting. I am preparing for this event this weekend, y'all. And I am doing a, as you can see, I'm crocheting the Slouchy Beanie. And as I was saying in the beginning, what I'm going to do it's just round my week off with crochet and slouchy beanies, because I think they're so versatile, and I think that there's a lot of people, from adults to kids, that's going to actually benefit from the slouchy beanie. It's one of those things to where you can't kind of have enough too much beanies or stuff like that, especially with the weather change. So I'm actually going to work on that, and I like that. If they want to wear it as slouch, they can wear it as slouch, or if they want to wear it as a like folded up, they can wear it folded up. And this right here, I'm working with the this granny square yarn. I got this as 40% off at Joann's today, and I only got one. I really like this colorway, and I want all of them. I really do want all of them. And I said, you know what? Maybe later I'll get all, but let me find one that I really, really like. So if you're just joining too, I was saying how I start my magic, how I start my slouchy beanies is I start with 10, and I just increase in increments of 10 until, well, not in increments of 10, y'all. I just increase until I get to 60. So let me count real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, y'all. And one thing too, hats are, I'm sorry, y'all. Hats are my biggest seller at craft shows and Ernest Top. And see, that's what I'm thinking. Like, when I got out of my own head, too, I said, I believe I should just focus a lot on the hats. But I also had to get out of my own head and say, stop trying to make so many different kinds of hat, and just focus on one that's a little bit easier for me to crochet. Because being that it's just me crocheting, when you're doing an event and you don't know what you're going to crochet, it can get overwhelming. And that's where I found myself like, hey, I'm trying to do too much and I don't even know what I should be doing. So do what I love. And what I love to do, you know, is I love amigurumi, but when it's something that I have to do quick, and I always call it mindless crochet because I don't have to think too much, because my brain operates a little bit differently, y'all. And I want y'all to tell me too, like, how do y'all, when it's time to crochet, like, are you counting every time in your head, or do you know the pattern to where you don't have to count? Because for me, y'all, I have to count, like, unless I really know that pattern and I've been making things all the time from that pattern, I won't count that much. But I'm constantly counting. And one thing that I learned is, since I know now, like, how I use the same base pattern for my hats, and I go all the way up to 60 when it comes down to the increase, I know now, like, okay, like, say for instance, I'm gonna tell you my logic. When I do my first row increases, I know I get to 20 stitches. I just put two stitches in each around. Then I go from one single crochet and then I increase. So instead of having to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I just can look at it now and see, like, as I'm talking, because sometimes it's hard to do more than one thing at a time for me. I know I got 1 stitch here. I just have to put 2 in the next, and then I know, and then I just kind of go from there, like 1 and then 2. So I kind of count like that sometimes. A lot of the times I do like 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. I'm like you. I'll count until it becomes mindless. Yeah. Yes. It is so beautiful to see that I'm not the only one, because sometimes I'm like, I wonder, is there anyone else that kind of thinks like that and crochet like that? Hello to everyone that is joining into the live, y'all. We are crocheting tonight. I'm working on this beanie, a slouchy beanie, and I actually, like I said, hey, K&K, hello. Hi, K&K Crochet. Y'all are doing it over there with the hats. Such a beautiful, I love when I see people donating, and I see that there's so many people that come together to help. Oh my goodness, that just warms my heart, because it's a beautiful thing. It kind of shows us that, like, everybody would kind of like us to think that the world is just in shambles, and if you look at the bad, that's all you're gonna see is the bad. But I choose to look at the good, and to be able to see so much good and so much good in the crochet community, it's almost like, oh, this is just a beautiful place to be. And I just choose to stay in the good, you know, not taking away from, you know, anything that may be going on. I just still try to find the good in everything, and that's just me. So what are y'all working on too? I would like to know that. Yes, we love to see the community come together. There are still good people. There are a lot of good people. I tell my kids that all the time. I'm like, if we focus on the hands and feet of God, that is right. Because I tell my kids, I was like, it's all about what you put your attention to. So if you're gonna sit there and talk about how bad it is, I'm telling you, I feel like that's all you're gonna be able to see, because you're sitting there and looking for that bad. But if you sit there and focus a little bit, blankets 2 left for the year. Ooh, 2 blankets. Okay, so do you have to finish 2 more blankets for the year, or are you, I'm maybe a little confused then. Are you working on 2 more for the year? Or are you just finishing up? Or you have to finishing up, or you have to do 2 more. There's still beautiful and helpful people in the world. Amen. That is so right. And when I joined the crochet community on YouTube, I was sitting there at first. I was a little nervous. Yes, for Christmas prep. Oh, awesome! I wish I was that like ahead of the game. I always say I want to start Christmas early, but I do not get I do not start it as early as in my mind. I started early, but in real life, I don't start it early at all. And I have such a massive list, like, oh, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna do this, and it does not work like that. I am in the middle of 2. One's a dare and one is just the plain C2C. Okay, listen, you're talking about the C2C. Miss Jeanette has a beautiful DIY creation, y'all. She has an amazing pattern for a C2C, because again, I'm that person to where it's like, I started in December last year. If I finished them, it would be 10 to, wow. That's awesome. That is such dedication. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. My procrastination does not allow me to get there yet, but I'm gonna get there. But Miss DIY Creations, hello to everyone that is joining. I am working on a slouchy hat, but I'm gonna get this out, y'all. Miss DIY Creation, Miss Jeanette has a what is it, y'all? A C2C blanket tutorial on her channel. And when I say, I love when I can watch a tutorial and it's in a way to where it clicks for me. Certain teachers always say they I go by this saying that they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. And there's a teacher for everyone out here in this world. I think we miss that sometimes, because sometimes people do not. It only happens once every few years. It's been 6 years since I did it last for family. Oh, well, I know they're going to be happy this year, because that is beautiful. That is awesome. And one thing I really like about Miss Jeanette's tutorials, that they're super easy to understand. And I'm a person to where I have to be able to digest the information enough to actually get it to where it clicks to me. Because for one, y'all, let me tell y'all, I'm a homeschool mom, and that was something that really, really changed my life, when I had to understand how each of my kids learn. That right there took me like, listen, you can't take nothing for granted. And I understood that my oldest may learn this way. Jeanette is awesome. My oldest will learn this way, but my youngest, it was a little harder for her. So I had to figure out how to adjust the way that I teach, because naturally I am a teacher, just naturally. That's something that I love to do. But I had to adjust the way that I actually taught them to understand their learning style. So when it comes to crochet, I realized I have a certain learning style. So there's certain people that may have similar patterns, but I cannot grasp it from them. Thank you, ladies, so much. All praises to our God. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And there's certain people to where I can learn from and I get it easy. So that's why I feel like sometimes people miss out on doing stuff because they feel like other people, they may feel like other people are already doing it. and it's like, oh no, I don't want to go in and do it. But sometimes you never know. Like, I think it's important to follow your heart, especially if something was put on your heart to do. I think it's important for you to actually get out there and do it, because you never know. There's someone who may only can understand from the way that you say it and you explain it. And that's the beautiful thing about life. Like, sometimes I try to put up some tutorials because that's the way I understand it. And I'm like, if I understand it this way, there's somebody else who may need the way that I explain it and can learn from me. So I think it's a beautiful thing. A beautiful, beautiful thing. But I'm definitely gonna get on that C2C blanket. I have to just, you know, get in a space to where I can take a quick pause and I guess just do it, y'all. That's the biggest thing. Like, but I have so much that my whips are like insane. Like, I have some I think I was doing on the channel. Oh, let me count. I'm sorry, y'all. I was doing on the channel my granny squares blanket. I have some here. Cause look at this, y'all. Let me show y'all. I have a cute little basket. This is my whips basket, y'all. This is my whips basket that I keep beside me, y'all. I love looking at it. But I have, like, say for instance, this granny square blanket. And I have a lot of different ones that I never thought I would be doing tutorials on YouTube, but I had so many people ask me for tutorials, and I was like, really, me? Yes, really, really you. That's the thing. Like, I think sometimes we don't even realize, like, our calling. Like, we'll think that we're in something for one thing, and then it shifts to something else. And we don't even realize, like, there's a lot of people out there who can actually learn from us. And, like, some people can say something. It could be something as simple as a voice. Like, your voice can carry in a way to where it's so soothing that the understanding of the way that you're explaining it can be one thing that people gravitate to. So it's just so many different things. And I think sometimes we don't realize that. And I had to learn that. Like, and that's the beautiful thing about life. You know, we live, we learn, we get shown so many different things. But I think one thing that I've really learned on this crochet journey is, yes, so true. One thing I really learned on this crochet journey is just to keep going. Like, that's the biggest thing. Before, like, the other older me would not have never pressed play to be thinking I was gonna sit here in front of YouTube and do YouTube live. And that's even like when I did my first YouTube live, y'all. I was so nervous. I was like, oh goodness, okay, go. I was talking like, I was so nervous, but honestly, I really enjoy crochet so much, and I really feel like I have a purpose. Like, I really feel I have purpose in my life, and I feel like through crochet I can touch so many lives just by being me and just sharing love. My love for crochet can be put a smile on somebody's face, and that alone just makes me happy. Like, so I'm fine with click and play. I'm fine with sitting here. Like, I always remember, I'm a PK, y'all. I grew up AME, and as a PK, you know, the one thing you always hear is like, hey, if it's one or two, we're going to sit here. One or two in a number, we got to keep going. And that's one thing my dad will always say, like, if it's one or two, we still got to, you know, do what we came here to do. So I remember that, and I don't take it for granted. So here I am, y'all. Look how this is turning out. I think I was doing more talking to crochet, but I'm getting there, y'all. This is so cute. I really, really like this. Let me make sure I got my... I'm gonna count, y'all. I'm sorry. I have to make sure. The first live is the hardest, but after that it gets easy. Yes, it really does. It really does. Like, now, I guess, and then I understand too, like, just be you. Like, I always lead off, I can't be nobody else but me. And I always been in childcare since I was like super young in the work field, and I always just been this bubbly, hey, how are you, come on, let's, and everybody would be like, Lord, she's so loud. But I could not be anyone else but me. Like, what you see is what you get, and that's all the time. I don't see how people can change up, because listen, I barely can remember to change up. Like, I can barely remember what's going on tomorrow, okay? So I make sure that what you see is what you get, because listen, Not about to get me caught up in nothing like I wouldn't remember. Like, so I'm authentically just this way, and I have grown and matured in a way to where I understand like it's okay to be you. But bet the kids like, oh yeah, oh my goodness, I have met some amazing kids, some amazing parents, and oh my goodness, I wouldn't change it for the world. Like it's an awesome journey. Like when I look back, I'm like, man, I always say teachers have a special thing of planting seeds that can grow in the future. I would have loved to have worked in a classroom. Oh yeah. Our classrooms were so good. I would love to have worked with you. I'm telling you, our classrooms were so good. Everyone would come by our classrooms and we would just have such a good time. And it was just because I just love children. I love children. I feel like we learn the most from kids. Kids keep us in a space to where we can, God is good, absolutely. And kids keep us in a space to where we can just sit there and just like as adults, sometimes we get lost. Like, oh my goodness, oh, I got this issue, I got this. But kids keep you on your toes and they remind you the beautiful, like the beauty in God, like while we're here. And like they don't got no like nothing. They just go. They just be. They show us the beauty in the world. Like that's why I love being around kids. And one thing too, I'm gonna tell y'all a fun fact, because this is true. Anytime I am around kids, I took my kids to the zoo. Me and my kids went to the zoo. Anytime there's other kids around, especially the little ones, they always gravitate to me. There's a reason why God says, I missed the message, y'all. I'm sorry. But every time I'm around little kids, they always gravitate towards me, and I'm like, what is this? And I was at a park too when I was sitting down, and a little kid just came, and the parent was like, no, come on. I was like, it's okay. Hey, how are you? Like, we must be meant to, you wanted to talk today, and I'm here. Like, I talk to them like, hey, we're the same age or something. We're going to talk and have a good time. Like, I love kids. I love kids. There's a reason God says such is the kingdom of God. That's right. Yes. I absolutely love children. I think they're just so beautiful. So beautiful. So I'm gonna stay on here a little more. Children keeps you young. And oh yeah, like as my kids are getting older, I have learned so much from them. I think a lot of times, we think that we have to teach them all the time. But the reality of the situation is that I learned so much from my children. Like my son will be 17. My oldest will be 17 next month. And we call him Pops. Because me and my husband always say, listen, he's our parent. Because you learn so much. And I know ever since birth, I put so much into them. And sometimes we have to be reminded as adults, some of the things we put in them, they come back and tell us. And we're sitting there like, okay, but you never know. Like, kids are so beautiful. I love children. I really, really love children. They're amazing, y'all. And I don't know. I just think that if we sit like they have taught me like to look at life differently, to appreciate life so much. Y'all, I'm trying to unravel this because my yarn kind of got tied up. And if you're just coming in, y'all, I'm using Red Heart Granny all-in-one squares. Have any of y'all used this right here for the granny square? Because I'm not using it for the granny. And I think this will actually be so cute for, what's it called? The Hexa. Hello, Asia Sandman Items. How are you tonight? Have y'all used this right here for the granny square, and does it actually work up the way that it says it works up? Because I think this will make a cute hexy cardigan. Oof. And one thing I like about the hexy cardigans too, because I remember at first too, so I'm definitely gonna I haven't used the yarn at all yet. No, I used it for a blanket. Okay. Now, one thing I would say that what I really like about it too, is the way that it feels. It crochets really well. And I know it's a red heart yarn, y'all, but I went to, I don't think I have it. Nope, it's all the way over there. I went to Joann's and I had to pick up just the regular Joann's basic yarn, and that's what I made these hats out of when I made these. Now, I loved the Joann's basic, but it was something different about the yarn. It seemed like it was thinner. But, and I realized too, because this part right here, yes, I love it, and yes, it does the squares beautifully. Oh, I have to try it as a granny square, because this right here is, I don't know, I hope I can get 2 hats out of this, because I want to sell one for the event, but I also want to actually keep one because these colors are beautiful. But one thing I like is feels really good, because I did a Joann's order, and I know sometimes it could be like the different batch, but Joann's basic yarn to me seemed like they usually is a little thicker, but the one I got seemed a little thinner, and I was just like, wasn't really feeling that. And I don't sometimes, oh, y'all have to tell me too. Oh goodness, I know I'm not the only one. If a yarn doesn't feel good to crochet with, do y'all just put it to the side and say, you know what, I can't work with that yarn? Like, or do you just kind of push through and work with it anyway? Because y'all, matter of fact, hold on, y'all, I'm gonna pull his bag. I have to pull his bag, y'all. I have to show y'all this, because this happened with this yarn, and I love this yarn. This is a Yarn Bee Glowing, this right here. And I was supposed to make a slouchy hat, y'all. This is the furthest I've gotten with this one. And I said I have to continue making it, but I do not like the silkiness, or it seems like thin. I like thicker yarns to where when I crochet, it's smooth. It's like glide real smooth. So tell me, when y'all crochet, right, and it's a yarn you don't like, do you use it? Do you put it to the side like me and say, hey, I'm going to get back to it, and we're going to cross our fingers that I get back to it, but I got to get back to it? Or do you just kind of donate it? Because I'm in between donating and finishing this right here. But there's some yarns, because even with amigurumi, I had some yarn I got from Ice Yarn, and y'all, I can't use that yarn. That yarn sheds so bad. I think I'm going to just donate it. And sometimes, like, if the yarn is hard for me to crochet with, like if you see right here, I donated. Yes, I'm thinking about donating it. I really am thinking about donating, because I like yarns to where I don't even have to think about it. It stays on my hook, and I could just keep going. Like, I don't like having to stop, go, stop, go. I don't like that, y'all. I like when I can just kind of feel like I'm Superwoman when I'm crocheting. That's what I... And certain yarns do this. Like this yarn right here glides so easily. So if y'all just coming in, I'm working on this Slouchy Beanie that I have to get done for I don't have to, y'all. I'm working on it for the event. And when I'm at the event too, I think I'm gonna crochet some. So I have my bog bag. I do a giveaway because someone else can. Great idea. Great idea. Now I did one giveaway, and this was early on. I was so excited, y'all. I was so excited just starting the channel. And I did a giveaway, and it was okay, but I forgot a couple of steps in there. But it worked out pretty good. It worked out pretty good. But I have to really, you know, make sure that I have the rules and everything down good. Oh, Priscilla helped me so much too. Priscilla's a gem. Oh my goodness. From the time that I started, Priscilla at y'all, here we go. Told y'all my memory sometimes. Somebody help me. Oh, Priscilla. She has a YouTube channel. Y'all know. I can't get it right now. I'm so sorry. But she helped me so much with my first giveaway by just giving me a little direction. I really liked that because I had needed that. It's like I get excited sometimes, and it's almost like, hey, if you don't step out there and do it anyway, you won't even know. Distinctively handmade. This Priscilla at Distinctively Handmade. If you don't step out and do it, you won't even know, you know, if that was what you're supposed to be doing or how it's going to work. Distinctively handcrafted. There we go. That's right. That's right. She helped me a lot because, whew, I kind of went out there and was on the limb and didn't even realize, like, you got to make sure you have to have like international and just different things that I wasn't aware of. So that was beautiful that I got that help. So, but I will probably look into donating some of that yarn because 1 2 3 increase. So I may look into donating some of that yarn because I know I'm not going to use it, and there's no need. I don't want to just hold on to it and just have it like that. Somebody else may love it, but for me, oh, it was bad. It's like I just have so much of it, and I can't get over it shedding as much. That right there was just like, oh. But someone else may love it. That's a great a great point. A great point. So I am on, let me see, 1 2 3 4 5. So this is my last row to increase, and this black is coming in. I don't know, y'all. Look at this black. The black does this thing for me, like a pop, to where you be like, whoo, it just adds something, but just a hint of it adds it. And this is what I did in this, because look at this. I'm gonna put this down for a second. I'm gonna show y'all this right here. If you see this right here is a skein. This was my boneless yarn. Y'all see that? I donate to my local nursing home. I hope someday when I'm there, people will do that. Aw, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. We had I went to a nursing home. I forgot one time to say for USA only giveaway, and guess what? Someone in another country won, and I was like, oh, yes, good evening. Hello, Miss Angie's Treasure. Hello. Yes, that I was so afraid. I'm like, oh, I hope I don't mess up and do that, because it's like, eee. So that was a good gem that she helped me with. But this right here, I used this yarn right here, and I put a hint of purple. So as you can see right here, I put a hint of purple there, and then I add two hints of the yellow, and I put another hint of purple here. So I had like those two, and I thought that just added like a little pop to the pattern. So seeing this black popping, kind of, I'm crocheting a slouchy beanie. So I'll have an event on Saturday, and I have so far I did a short on them. I have 2 here, 3, 4, 5 of the slouchy beanies. So I have a couple of these. So I think what I'm going to do for the rest of the week is just ride this week out with slouchy beanies, and I'm using the Red Heart Granny Square. So I think I'm gonna ride it out with the slouchy beanies. It's a good, like, I don't know. I think it'll be a good little thing for a good product to have a lot of multiples of for the event. I have multiples of some of my amigurumi, and I was a little hesitant, y'all, about doing a lot of amigurumi because it is an event to where some children will be too, but I wasn't sure if, like, how that would go. And I wasn't sure what specific amigurumi that I would need. And being that I'm in the country, I did make some, let me think, y'all. I made some chickens, because I made some chickens for my sister down home a while ago, and it was a big hit. A lot of people wanted them, so she was like, make sure when you come home, you have a good bit of chicken. So that's the number one amigurumi that I made sure I have, but I didn't know exactly what everyone was going to want, you know. So I do have a good amigurumi table though. So my thing is, I'm going to have amigurumi on one table, and then on my other table, I'll put my hats and stuff. So I have a couple of ruffles. I have a couple of buckets. I have like a good variety. I think it's a good variety, you know, and people should love it. It's made with love. That's the number one thing I always say. It's made with love. So, hey, if you don't like it, let me tell you something. You're going to definitely love it, because you're going to feel the love coming off of every item that I'm going to have out there, y'all. And I found some cute stuff for my tables, which I was using a lot of stuff around here that I had at home, because I'm big on using what I already have, especially like when I have an event. I had to get some tablecloths because y'all know Oh, I messed that one up. I had to get some tablecloths. Variety is always good. Yes, yes. And that's the thing. I have a good variety. And I got some tablecloth and I put a little, I got the ones with a little glitter in it because I went to Joann's and just got some fabric that I'm going to use on the table. It has a little glitter, so I'm excited about that. Like my booth and everything. But I'll show y'all everything when I set up. Like I said, I'm going to try to record as long as my phone works real good down there. Hopefully in that area, I can get enough service to where I at least go live for a little bit, because I mean, I think it'll be fun to take y'all on a journey. And then down home, y'all, my peoples are awesome. Like, I'm country. And one thing about country people, we have great hospitality. We are like the most loving people, y'all. I'm telling y'all, like, I am country, and I love that about my peoples. And to be able to share, you know, some of them with y'all, I think that'll be awesome. Like, that'll be so awesome. Y'all gonna feel the love. I'm telling you, I'm excited about going home because I know the love is just gonna automatically be there. That's like, it's a different feel. It's really a different feel. But I think I'm gonna finish up this one, y'all, and then I'm gonna head on out. I'm gonna finish this increase row, and then I'm gonna head on out for the night. Work on this a little more. I should finish it by tonight. If not, y'all, I will wake up in the morning. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll wake up in the morning and then I'll complete it. But I want to tell y'all before I head on up out of here how I make my slouchy beanies one more time. So I do, I start my rows with 10 inside of a magic ring. And then I work increases, which is definitely Southern hospitality indeed. Yes, I'm telling you. You country. No, I've heard some country people, and I'm like, alrighty then, yeah. I am definitely I have always, people would always be like, where you from? But I'm country. I grew up on a dirt road country, like, and I love it. Like, oh, growing up was like the most amazing day. When I talk to my kids about some of the things of how it was growing up, my kids are like, what? Because we had a garden. My dad had we had like a little farm. We had a horse. We had like any animal you could think of. We had to where we had outside kitchen. We grilled things. My dad was an avid hunter. We would fish. Like, it was like, yeah, we lived off the land. So that's in my heart, y'all. I'm country at heart. And my words don't come out good all the time. And I'm okay with that. I had to be okay with that. I learned how to be okay with that. Like, I think that's the beauty in me. Like, I have a little broken English sometimes, but I know what I'm talking about, y'all. It's just, yes, I am definitely country, and I love it. So I'm excited about going home and just being surrounded by that love, y'all. But anyways, what I was saying too, I work increases up to 60 stitches, which I'm doing here for my slouchy beanie. And what I like, 1, 2, sorry, trying to stay on track, 3, oh, I think I messed up, y'all. But anyways, I work all the way up till I get to 60. Look at this. This is so beautiful. I work all the way up until I get to 60 from the increases, and then I just do just 6. Wait a minute. I go all the way down to a total of 24 rows. So 6 rows stops at the increase, and then work it all the way till you get to 24, and that's how I get my slouchy beanies. And at the end of mine, I know some people put a row of single crochet, but I put a row of half double crochet as my 25th row. So I work it all the way to 24, 1 row of half double crochet around, and that's my slouchy beanie. Now, some people extend it out to, like, I know some people probably go to like 30 or 35 rows. It just depends on how much rows you want to do. I found that 24 rows plus that 1 half double crochet around works perfect for me, and I really like that. So I think it works. So if y'all want to make the slouchy beanies, gotta run. Have a great night, everyone. You have a great night as well. I am about to get out here as well. But if you want to work that slouchy beanie, listen, start with 10 in the magic ring, go up to 60. After you get to your 60, just go on down and make it to 24 rows. Your last row, of half double crochet, or if you want to do single crochet, it's up to you. Like we said in the beginning, it is no right or wrong. It's all what works for you. That's the beautiful thing about crochet. Y'all, before we get out here though, let's get a pull from my inspiration jar, because I always do it at the end of my videos, but something was pulling me towards the jar tonight. So there's a message for someone. We never know. Could be for me, could be for you, could be for all of us. But the message from my inspiration jar says, small steps become giant leaps over time. That is the truth. Small steps become giant leaps over time, because when I started this channel, it was a small step. And y'all, I am here for these giant leaps, and I'm going to continue to log on. I'm going to continue to post my videos, to post my shorts, and to go live, because I'm giving y'all my heart when it comes down to this crochet, and I'm enjoy doing it. And I hope someone can learn something from me. And you never know which way that you can brighten someone's day, and your small step may seem small to you, but it may be big in somebody else's life. So don't take none of that for granted. With that being said, y'all already know it. I am so glad that y'all chose to hang out with me tonight. It is an honor and a pleasure to be able to press this live button and just to come on here, crochet a little bit, talk a lot. Crochet a little, but talk a lot, and just share our love for crochet. I hope y'all have a beautiful, amazing night, and I will see y'all next time. Take care. That's right, Miss Jeanette. Take care, everyone. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.